So my Instagram feed over the summer had Five Below and a jelly gouache. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick it up. I didn't have high expectations. It was $5. No. So I drew up this little leaf for my experiment. So I have a brush set from Walmart and the palette knife I've had forever. So I also used two different acrylic spray paints on this bit of plastic to see how each works as a primer. And let's just say both failed in this particular trial. And also, I picked up 1,000 years ago some Artsmith gouaches because I really want to try gouache. I haven't had the time. So I think it's a comparison of Artsmith and then the Five Below. I mean, the Artsmith should be better than the Five Below. Eh. Oh, and also I picked this up. This is, supposed to be a paper keeper, and it makes an excellent palette. Yeah, if you don't get them from Temu, they're awesome because that one is from Amazon. I think it's a B5 size, and it uses those kitchen wipes that are reusable but also throwawayable. And they make great palettes and wet palettes, and it's topped with what's it called? Parchment paper. And I buy the name brand Reynolds one. So the bargain ones work just as well. So I opened these off camera, and yeah, you should have paper towels, a sponge, and rubber gloves for that because it was. I don't. I don't know what to expect, but it kind of wants to explode, and I could only imagine if these things flew like people normally order them from Amazon, and I picked it up in the store. It had time to settle, and they still exploded. So Just be careful. Hmm.
Ew.
So there is no real plan. Hmm. I don't claim to be a painter. I mean, I excel at sculpture. That's about it. Um, this is all just sort of experimentation, trying to learn the product, that kind of thing. So please bear that in mind when you decide to judge. I feel my experience with this stuff would have been better if I bought nice gouache, but I'm trying. I love buying art supplies and collecting art supplies, but it's unhealthy for my wallet, so I'm trying not to. And let's just say I really don't like this Five Below gouache.
pretty nasty. Oh, God. I don't even know. That at all.
And here is where my lovely drawing is lost to this gouache, and my inspiration is definitely not doing well. Because I'm going to use a little green and try to use it as my shadow. And wow, anyways, once I get kind of fed up with the green, I just pick whatever paint to see what I can get out of it.
It's terrible.
And with watercolors, you get those happy little accidents, and even bad watercolors look good to me. This gouache, yeah, needs a lot of practice, I've got to say. So if you don't like what you see, I've always got another video for you to watch.
Guess what I'm doing is blocking in, but I'm not really impressed. But I think it's my skill, not necessarily the paint. And I think this is all the jellies. Maybe we'll take some right there. Oof. I don't think the jellies like to be. Gouache is some messy business, that's for sure. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Don't know. Not impressed.
So I'm consulting videos. God, look at this mess. Let's just say there are no level spots in this old house I live in. And cheap gouache is definitely holding better together than the really cheap gouache. So the brown did separate. I mean, the brown's kind of all over separated. I'm just kind of lucky I overcut the parchment paper, so I should be able to save what's underneath. But I might try painting with it. I don't know. But I know. I mean, obviously, I'm not the painter. But yeah. I've been watching some videos, and they're treating the gouache more like an acrylic. I mean, an acrylic that they have to wait to dry to do, but then you sort of have to do that with acrylic too. I don't know. Maybe I'm more familiar with glazes, and I'm treating this with glazes with weird colors because I have a limited palette. But they're treating it where they just color a bit and then color a bit and then color a bit, and they don't really overcolor. They're also using really tiny brushes. They have a very definite plan to what they're painting. I'm finding it a little frustrating, but again, these are new things for me because I don't paint, I don't color anything. I mean, I love pencil drawing. I don't color the pencil drawings. I don't, and that's something I'm trying to overcome. Because, you know, everyone's got that fear of ruining a picture, and really, I gotta overcome that. I mean, this was an okay, quick drawing. It's interesting where this thing could be going. I'm not sure where it's going, but I might leave it at that. Look at this mess. I'm obviously not using enough paint. Other people I've seen don't even water the jelly ones down. They're just using it straight and then mixing it as if it's an acrylic. And if they needed washes, they might water it down. It just seems... I'm just so used to watering down any paint because it's so chunky. And gouache is definitely something to get used to. Will I get... I'm going to keep practicing. I don't know if I want to air my practicing or not, but I think I'm going to leave it at that. Because the goal of this was just to open up those paints and take a look at them and swatch at least the 5 Below ones, because I haven't even swatched the nicer gouache. You can't really call it nicer. I mean, it's bargain as well. And I'm trying to keep myself from buying really nice gouache because I already have a pretty big watercolor collection that I barely use too, and I just seem to like many other people collecting art supplies. So I'm going to leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. So is there an opinion? I've heard, like, there's the Hemi gouaches and some of the other cheaper gouaches that aren't considered artist grade. And they do weird things in sun, they fade out, and that's understandable. And I kind of wanted to do a test with slightly nicer ones, and honestly, they feel just the same. The jelly washes and normal gouache out of a tube. But maybe I just don't know enough. So I don't have an opinion. The 5 Below does come in a lot of terrible colors and not enough colors. And when you mix them, they do weird things. Are they a fun thing to try? Sure, because they were just $5. And if you don't like the gouaches, they come in this amazing plastic container. So I can give it kudos for that. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.